Hello, 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 everyone. My name is Renetta Gunn Stevens, CEO of Sophisticated Press, and I am so happy to come before you today to talk about what you can do to keep your book relevant during a crisis time. So, we're going to be talking about ways that you can just be creative, just be innovative. When you come in, please let me know what state you are coming in from. Also, tag 2 or 3 of your business besties, your writer buddies, so that they can get this information as well. And then, of course, tag and share. Please follow us on all social media platforms. On Instagram, we are Sophisticated Press. On YouTube, we are Sophisticated Press. On LinkedIn, we're actually under my name, Renetta Gunn Stevens. Hey, good morning, Lisa. My sister is here. Latrice is here. Y'all, I'm drinking coffee out my wine glass, because y'all know I'm such a lady. Hey. So today we're going to be really talking about how you can keep your book really relevant during this time of crisis. And I want you to be engaging today. Let us know what state you're tuning in from. Ask questions, and let's really begin to just build a community. Latrice, you like my wine glass? I drink my coffee out of. I love wine glasses. My sister knows that too. So the first thing I would like for you to do, you all, is really become comfortable talking to your audience. I want you to consider doing some live readings, right? People are at home. Hey, from Philadelphia. Hey, Tasha. People are at home now, right? So it would be a good idea to do some live readings of your book. You don't have to do the whole book, but grab a chapter. As far as like with Latrice, you can grab 2 to 3 of your poems. With Tasha, she can grab maybe 1 or 2 pages of her book, and just begin to do some live reading so people can see what your book is about, and it can kind of grab their attention, right? Tasha also can't. I forgot, what state are you from, Tasha? So we know that as well too. And so I want you to become comfortable being in front of the camera. I want you to begin to engage with your audience so they can really feel like you are a part of their community. Right now, since we're building this virtual community, we have to just really begin to engage. Yay, we got Georgia in the house. We got Philadelphia in the house. Latrice say, actually plan on going live today. Great. Yes, go live today. It really doesn't matter the time, because someone is always home just due to the economy, and people can always catch the replay. But the goal is just to talk to the people and really, begin to share your book with them so they can really feel involved in this process, because people feel like they're alone right now, and you going live, just giving any type of encouragement, it goes a long way. Okay. Right now, the sales will come organically, but so don't worry about the sales right now. We want to just worry about building community. So if you have a book, if you have some good words in your book, some great content, which everybody here does. Hey, Tranisha. Then let's go live and let's read our book. So that's the first thing I want you to do, is live book readings. The second way that you can keep your book relevant during this crisis time is if you have some people that's really like influential in your friends list, send them a copy of your book and ask them to do a live about your book. So you should always, as an author, have a couple of books that you send to media, that you send to social media influencers. So this is a great time to say, hey, I'm going to send you a copy of my book. I see that you are always engaging. You're always raving about products and services. How about I send you a copy of my book and you talk about my book the next time you do a live? And we're not talking about paying people, because there are some people who pay people, but we're not talking about that. We're just saying like, hey, Latanya from Arkansas. Hey, Tranisha again. If you have someone who's an influencer and they just know people, in the book Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell called them connectors. So if you have connectors in your community that's always just promoting people, send them a copy of your book. Look at it as an investment of that book. Don't try to sell it to them. Just send it to them and say, hey, I want to gift you with this book. And you know what they're going to do? because they are already doing this, they're going to go live and say, I'm so excited. My friend Tasha sent me her book, you all. This is her book. That's what they're going to do, because that's what they're doing already. So send some of your connectors that's in your community online a copy of your book. Even if it's a PDF copy, just send them a copy and just let them know, I wanted to gift you with this. And if you see any content that will be good for your audience, because they want to provide good content to their audience, right? So you say, hey, I wanted to gift you this book. If you see anything in this book that you think will benefit your audience, then feel free to share the book with your audience. That way you're promoting good content still, and then I'm getting some promotion out of it too. That's how you collaborate right now. And that's how it's not about the sale for that particular relationship. It's about helping them create good content for their audience. And also, you're now getting the promotion as well. So that's the second thing I want you to do, is send copies to connectors. The third thing I want you to do to keep your book relevant is to do some live interviews. So Facebook, which I found out, does not allow you to do the live interviews strictly through Facebook. So you do have to go through Zoom or other platforms. And here's the kicker to that. You can't do a meeting or it won't stream live. You have to do a webinar for it to be able to stream live to Facebook. Okay? So here is how it looks. A lot of people, they have books on abuse, right? And I get it. You know, they want to tell their story. But now what they can do is they can actually interview an abuse counselor. They can actually interview someone that can kind of talk about how to cope during abuse, or how to overcome abuse, how to bounce back mentally from abuse. And this way, you're using your book as the foundation of the interview, and you're sharing with your audience. Thank you, Shalise. Thank you, Lisa. You're sharing with your audience ways that people can overcome abuse. Because now, what's been happening, you all, is because some families are within confinement, there's been an actual increase of domestic violence, and some of the women cannot go to the houses because of the COVID-19 threat. So this is a great time for family counselors and family psychologists to come online and talk if your book is about abuse. So find out whatever your book is about and see if there's another expert that you can interview live for your audience. And this way it is making your book relevant. Yes, it is very sad, but you know, this COVID-19 is really showing people like what's inside of them, you know. And so unfortunately, I did see that on the news that in domestic violence was increasing. But I think that we need more counselors, right? And how awesome would that be if you bring on a counselor and you interview a counselor? You know, same way with Latanya. She says, great ideas. I plan to develop a top 10 list of people I would like to give an autographed copy of my book. Absolutely. Latanya has a great book that's on for your job and for resources in your career. So people are losing their jobs. Some jobs paid them two weeks pay, but now since the government has just extended it to April 30th, people really don't know about their jobs. So yes, people are going to read your content, but now it's the time for you to connect with someone else and present visual information, because people attention span is not that long, and so they may not read all of this valuable information that you have. But if you collaborate with someone and both of your personalities is on the screen, that's going to keep them engaged, and that's going to also educate them. So make sure that you're being very creative, make sure you're being very innovative. And sometimes since people don't want to go live by themselves, if they have someone else with them, that'll kind of relieve some of the stress and the fear of going live, because you have someone else there with you that'll help you through the process. Hey mom, my mom is here, Doris Gunn. Hey mommy. And so this is just some innovative ways where we can continue to just be very, very present. Hey, Nia. Nia is another author from Sophisticated Press. This is a very creative way where you can just be very, very relevant because people need content, right? And so I want you to think about and find the professionals that you can connect with. The other thing you can do, you all, is start a virtual book club. So this Saturday we had a great, hey Danyada, I'm sorry. We had a great virtual book tour. It was very successful. Authors came over from all over the United States and they talked about their books. They promoted their books. And it was just really successful. So now you can actually build off that momentum and start a virtual book club. So you can get together with a couple of your author friends, you're in the writers community, and each month you can say, okay, we're going to do a virtual book club. The first month is going to be my book. The second month is going to be your book. The third month is going to be your book. And everybody in the book club has to order your book for that month. So if you start a Facebook small group, and some of these Facebook small groups are 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. Imagine you getting 1,000 book sales because your book is the book of the month, right? So do not underestimate starting a Facebook small group. Do not underestimate if you're with a small group already, talking to the administrator and asking, can you start a book club there? And asking, can your book be the book of the month? And even if you tell that book administrator, my book is $20, but for every sale I get, since this is your Facebook small group, I'll give you $5 off the sale. You're still getting $15 off the sale, and you're just giving that Facebook administrator $5 off of the sale because you're using their small group that's already established with the members. So you should pay them something, right? So these are ways that you can create win-win situations for everyone involved. The Facebook administrator gets a little money. You get money as the author. And the readers get a chance to read a great book that you have written. So I just wanted to come on today and just really encourage you as authors. Please do not think that your book is not important. Please do not just leave your book on a shelf and let it collect dust during this time. This is the time, you all, where we have to really just be active. Just be active, stay positive, stay creative, and just let people know how great your book is. And the way you do that is by really showing them, okay? Are there any questions about any obstacles you all are facing as writers, as authors? Because I want to be able to provide some advice. Again, if you're just tuning in, you have to excuse my coffee in the wine glass, but I need some coffee today, you all. So, yeah, I like wine glasses. But yeah, so how is it going for you authors? Are you selling books? Are you having any problems with selling your book? I know what we found out and what we've seen, which works, is after the virtual book tour, people begin to connect. They begin to support each other. And so don't underestimate the community. Don't underestimate your community, but you have to be active, right? You have to be active. So let's see what else are some hot topics. Today is Monday. Today is the last day, if I'm not mistaken, of March. We are already about to be in April. Tranisha say that's stylish, coffee in the wine glass. I know. I just love wine glass. I drink water in wine glass when my mom come over. My sister, who is here, Shalice Smith, they see me with wine glasses all the time. What motivated you to go this route on social media? That is a great question. So what motivated Sophisticated Press to go social media was actually a mentor. I'm really big on having mentors, and mentors that are richer than me, that are smarter than me, and that are doing better than me, right? And so during that time, my mentor was Tiffany Montgomery, and she was making millions of dollars from sitting on her couch in pajamas, right? And so she had been telling us from the get-go, you want to have a online business. And so I enrolled in her Kingdom Entrepreneur University, and I invested in the teachings. And so she had already showed us how to set up your company online. So when a situation like this happens, you wouldn't be that affected. So that's one of the reasons why Sophisticated Press is still operating, is because we don't have a brick and mortar. Everything we do is online. So as long as I have my laptop or my cell phone, I can literally run my publishing company. Imagine that, you all. As long as I have my laptop or my cell phone, I can literally run a publishing company. Not a chat or a text message, but a publishing company. And so this is the power of being online, because you don't, the social distancing is already kind of in that business model, because we're not touching physically our clients. Latrice is here. She's from Virginia. She was one of our first clients, right? Nia is here. Nia is a student at Howard University. Latanya is here, and she is from Arkansas. All of my clients are virtual, right, online. They're global because I'm in Illinois, but because I built it on online, it actually gave me a longer antenna to serve, right? And so this is why I want to encourage you, don't build a business model where it's stationed just in one place. You want to embrace technology. You want to embrace virtual servicing, because it's going to give you access, you all, to the world. If your business is just set up in a building, that building has to close, and then during that time you're not making money, you're not able to serve. But if you have a website, if you have an app, like Latanya has an app, if you have the virtual necessities, as long as you got your cell phone, your laptop, you can serve. Tranisha say, how do you get started in branding yourself with this downtime? All I can do is write. So that is a great question. I actually have a workbook that I created for authors, and it talks about branding. I'm going to just bring it up really quick. It talks about branding, because branding really is important, you all. And branding is really what people think about you when you're not present, right? That's really what branding is. What do people say when you are not in the room? What do they say about your business? What do they say about the products and services that you are offering? So while that's coming up, and I'll send you that as well today, Tranisha. There's definitely no charge, but that's what branding is. According to Jeff Bezos, who is the CEO of Amazon, your brand is what other people say about you when you leave the room. And so you want to make sure that you kind of control what people say. I know people say, well, I can't control what they think, or I can't control, but a little bit you can control what people say about you, because if you give them a memorable experience, if you give them good quality, if you give them great content, then they're going to say, oh, her book was awesome. I learned so much out of her book. You know, I called her, and even though her company may have dropped the ball, she called me directly and fixed it for me. So that's what people are going to say based on the type of engagement they have with your company, they have with you, right? As a person, as a representative of your book. So that is branding. So yes, I will send whoever lets me know during this live that they want that branding workbook, but it definitely is going to teach you how to build a brand. It definitely will teach you how to build a brand. And I'll leave you with this great quote just about branding. I'm not going to end it now. Build a brand that is needed daily, monthly, yearly, and for eternity, right? So when I think of all of the companies that are closed, and I think of the companies that are open, though, look at those brands and look at what they're offering. And they have a brand that is needed daily. Walmart is needed daily. Amazon is needed daily, right? Because they made it that way, yearly and for eternity. So Apple right? People need Apple daily. They use their phone daily. They use their phone monthly. They use their phone yearly. So those are definitely things that you can build a brand. So yes, I'll give you the workbook, and we can definitely that'll help you out. So Latanya said, you are one of my best mentors. Thank you. I love the way you get straight to the point with practical steps to do better. Keep me accountable and on schedule. Thank you, Sophisticated Press, for your leadership. You are so welcome, and thank you as well for your leadership in the community. You know, everyone here are leaders. And my goal is just to help us all win. You know, I want us all to win. I want us all to show how significant we are during this time. And people are looking for leaders. They're looking for people who are willing to just show them how to navigate during this crisis. Like, I think about Tasha book and how it's on autism, and how, you know, parents may be worried about the disease and the virus because of their child already conditioned, you know. So these are times where they just need as much encouragement as possible. They need to see the leader standing up and saying, hey, you have a child with autism, I can help you. I can give you a book that, you know, you can read to your child, you know, with Latrice. You know, if you want a good poetry book that can kind of like inspire you and can kind of like really help you understand what I went through, and maybe you can relate, read my poem book, you know, with Latanya. You need to see how you can make your resume better, so when the economy get back, you can get a good job making more or equivalent to what you were making. Buy my book. And so this is how you just interject your content into the marketplace as a resolution, because that's what people need right now. Make your content a resolution. People pay for resolutions, and that's what they want right now. It's people that will purchase your books, but your book has to be a resolution right now. Hey, Kimberly, my voice, how are you, love? Tell me what state you're tuning in from, and if you have any questions for a publisher, definitely let me know. They want resolutions, you all. And so if you can just present your book as a resolution, I guarantee you people will support you. But you're going to have to be vocal. You're going to have to be social and vocal. You can't just be vocal but not social. Right? So what we've been doing, like when they had the Thin and Now challenge, we got involved in the Thin and Now challenge. When they had the Pick a Letter challenge, we got involved with the Pick a Letter challenge, right? Because you don't want the people to make you don't want to come across to the people like you're better than them, or you're too high to play the games on social media, right? Get involved, play the games, respond to people. Go on their social media posts and send an encouraging word. If it's somebody's birthday, say happy birthday. Get involved and get social. And that is how people will begin to really appreciate you and invite you into their circle. Hey, Alice, are there any other questions? Any other hot topics you want to talk about? I know with the kids being home, we need some children books, you all. We need these children books. My baby's going to be home to August 30, probably with everyone else, baby. And he's 12 years old. My youngest is. So I have to now, because he's done with his homework by 10 o'clock. And I'm like, that ain't enough work, right? So I have to now learn homeschooling. If anyone know homeschooling, this is the time for you to thrive. Because you have a whole nation of parents who's never homeschooled. We don't know what we're doing. We know how to teach our kids, but as far as building a curriculum, as far as we don't know how to do that. Some of us don't know how to do that. Working on the children's book now. Great, absolutely. We're actually going to be doing I'm going to be doing a promotion in April. If the people don't, I hope they take advantage of it, because this is not going to be forever, this situation. I'm going to do a promotion next month for all books are only going to be one price. No matter if you're doing a children's book, a novel, a pocket book, Because when I tell you, I want everybody to publish a book next month, to be honest, because we need it. The marketplace need it. Definitely the children books. And I send my son into, we have a library here inside the house. Look, not nothing big or nothing like that, but, and he always tell me, I went in your library and I didn't see anything. It's just like an old China cabinet with a bunch of books from all type of genres. So he like, I didn't see anything. So he's always looking for a book for his age group at 12, right? So these children need books. Like, you would be amazed how good your book is going to do. Children books are booming in the marketplace. Like, they are booming in the marketplace. If you have a children book, you should be making a relationship with your public library. You should be, get a parents club and tell your parents, next Saturday have all your kids come on, and we're gonna read my book. We're gonna make a coloring book. We do coloring books here at Sophisticated Press. You would just be amazed how parents are really investing in their children. For the authors that was on the virtual book tour, they saw that we had an 11-year-old author. When I tell you her marketing and her branding, can I just be honest? Her marketing and her branding is better than Sophisticated Press branding at 11. Tell the truth, shame the devil. I was like, oh yeah, like, she's 11. And when you go to her page, just bright, colorful, like, children are really getting involved in this publishing and this being an author. And then our youngest client, which I shared during the virtual book tour, is 6 years old. So when I tell you that children, they're more advanced now, right? When you in church, or when they're on their telephones and gadgets. Like, they're so advanced right now. Do not underestimate the market of children. Yes, Ternisha said, well, yes, when I stalked her page, I love it. It was so detailed, and it was done in so much excellence that I was like, I love it. Because at 11 years old, excellent. Her branding, her marketing, she has a writer coach. Just the parents have just invested in her. My 6-year-old client, the parents are just so invested. And when I talk to the 6-year-old during our consultation, when I tell you this 6-year-old corrected me, I said her name wrong, and she was like, no, it's this. And I was like, okay. Like, just confident. These children are so confident. And when we grew up, our parents would have called us being fast, or being like, who you talking to, but it's a new day. These kids, they know what they want to do. They know what they want to do. You have to listen to your children. True story, when my baby was 5, he knew he wanted to be a gymnast. At 5, he knew that. I had him try out for Jessie White tumbling team. I had him just do so many things, but he was like, oh, I'm going to be a gymnast. I didn't understand gymnastics, because honestly, there's not a lot of African Americans in gymnastics. So all through 1st grade through 8th grade, I didn't look for any gymnastic clubs. I didn't invest in him, just being honest, because that's not really in our culture to be gymnasts, right? I didn't know nothing about it. So when he got to high school and he seen they had a gymnastic club, another reason why I didn't know about it, because in the city inside of Chicago, there's no gymnast teams, right? But when the Lord will have it that we move to the suburbs, we got access to a whole bunch of different resources that's not available in Chicago. In Chicago, you just got football, baseball, basketball, soccer, maybe soccer. That's it. So when we got to the suburbs and they had a gymnast team, he immediately joined, and even without any training, they was like, how long has he been training? And I'm like, this is his first year ever doing it. But children know, because they're closer to God, what they are supposed to do. We just put our limitations on them as parents and as adults, right? Because we're dealing with a responsibility world while they're thriving on they don't got no responsibility. So all they can do all day is hear from God and imagine. And they're telling us, this is what I want to do. And we're like, we already thinking bills. How you going to pay the bills being a gymnast? We already thinking like, no, that's not a good idea because you got to pay bills when you grow older. Not knowing that God has already showed our children what they should be. And if we just invest in what our children is showing us, what they want to be, you will be amazed that your children will one day make more money than you because they're living in their purpose. And so I'm just excited to see the parents that are allowing their kids to be writers, right? We showed you the 15-year-old author who had a book that was 630 pages. So I'm just excited that we have parents who are willing, because it's no Happy Meal price in publishing. Let me say that too for the record. There's no Happy Meal price in Sophisticated Press Publishing. So just because you're 6, you don't get a Happy Meal price. You get the same adult price. And to see a parent invest that in the 6-year-old lets me know that as a community, we are growing. As a community, we are maturing and we are beginning to value our children. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So if you are an author, trust and believe if you are a parent, you are influencing your child and they're going to want to write a book one day. The odds of them wanting to write a book is going to be very, very high because they've seen mommy do it. They've seen daddy write a book. And so they're going to probably want to write a book. And I just want to encourage you, like, if you let someone else do your book then and you don't know how to do it, then definitely invest in them. But if you did it for yourself, the self-publishing, just ask your child, do they want to self-publish a book and what would their book be about? And you'll be amazed what they say back to you. They may have a whole title and everything ready because they done seen you do it and you have influenced them. You have influenced them. Any other hot topics, you all? Any other hot topics? How is everyone doing with this last day of March? I just wanted to come on and talk to you all today because I'm just so excited. And I know that, if we just watch the news all day, we'll just hear we all gonna die. And that devil is a lie. We ain't all gonna die. We gonna live and we're gonna learn from this situation. And we're gonna help our community. So, if we just stick together, you all, we can do this. So I just want you to know that right now we're not trying to exploit anyone. We're not trying to charge you a whole bunch of money for anything. The branding workbook, we're going to send it out to you all free today. And we just want you to grow. And if you have any other questions, definitely reach out. Latrice said, LOL, the news is filled with fear. It really is. It's filled with fear and no hope. And it'll make you just be like, oh my God, this is the end. But we just have to turn it off, you all. Like, I know some people, they're just like, turn it off. Just turn it off for a minute. Yeah, you want your updates, but don't just sit and watch it all day because, listen, I have to just be really, really honest with you all. We have to prepare. We have to prepare to save our families. And I don't mean save our families from a virus. I mean save our families so we have money to feed our families. We have to create additional streams of income. We have to create businesses, even if you do go back to work or you are still working. As you can see, a person can fire you if it become a crisis. So you have to have a side hustle. You have to have another business. You have to have some type of business model where you're in total control of and no one can fire you. You have to have that. Tranisha say, I'm enjoying this time. It's giving me the no distraction time. Absolutely. This is the time now where I think I'm going to learn how to do like a dance routine because I really want to dance, y'all. My birthday coming up. I have an event on June 27th. I have not canceled it yet, but I'm not selling tickets. I'm not doing hard sales. But I know that I'm going to be at my birthday party because God has already showed me at my birthday party doing the 2-step. So it's June 27th, you all, here in Chicago. If you go to my website, you'll see it. It's from Grasshopper to Giant conference. And we're going to be teaching people how to create a movie on a budget. Because I don't know what y'all doing, but this year we're doing us a movie, right? We turning books into manuscripts. We're turning books into short films. And so I'm going to start learning how to do some routines. Because when my birthday come, you all, and I'm on the floor at the Hilton, I want to be able to dance. So I'm going to use some of this time to learn how to really dance, how to, I ain't going to really learn how to twerk, but I'm going to learn how to do a little bit of twerk. I'm going to learn how to, just do some two steps, because I want to enjoy my birthday, So I want you all to think about happy thoughts. I want you all to have fun. I want you all to give yourself permission to laugh. I don't want you to be so stuffy. I want you just to enjoy life, because there is still life to live, right? There is still life to live. And I know Alice is laughing. Absolutely. But that's the type of fun we got to have, you all. The joy of the Lord is our strength. And I'm married. It ain't a sin to twerk if you married, right? I ain't twerking for nobody else. I'm twerking for my husband, right? Tell me if I'm wrong now. Twerking ain't a sin if it's for your husband, right, ladies? So, I said I'm going to learn watch some little videos, and I'm going to go ahead and just definitely just learn some things that I wanted to learn. Hey, Patrick Pete. So Patrick in the house now, y'all. We can't talk about that no more, right? Hey, Patrick Pete. I'm so appreciative of Patrick. He was in our virtual book tour, and I had lost connection, right? And I was in the background. I was like, "Oh my goodness, I lost connection," right? So I'm hollering to my I'm hollering at my kids like, "Oh my God, the Wi-Fi went out." And then when I came back on, Patrick Pete was talking. And what I loved about that was that's what leadership is all about, right? Leadership is about not waiting for instructions. You ever know, like, when you get a new job and you run out of things to do, and some people, they're going to do one or two things. They're either going to sit around and twiddle their fingers and wait for their manager to tell them something to do, or they're going to look around and see what needs to be done and do it. That's the type of leadership that is needed right now, where, yeah, we're looking for someone to be the leader and to tell us how to navigate. But if we don't see anyone, guess what we got to do? We got to look around and see what needs to be done and do it. And so right now, I don't see anyone encouraging authors. Right now, I don't see anyone being an author relevant. So instead of me waiting for that someone to emerge, I'll take the banner, and I'll do it. I'll bring the authors together, and I'll lead. And if I lose connection for a minute, Patrick Pete steps in. If Patrick Pete lose connection for a minute, Tranisha steps in. If Tranisha lose connection for a minute, Alice step in. If Alice lose connection for a minute, Latrice step in. And then before you know it, we're just a group of leaders that have helped all of the authors come through this crisis. So thank you, Patrick Pete, for just being a leader and just stepping in when I lost connection, because that's what leaders do. We don't wait for instructions. We just do what needs to be done. We get it done. So I love y'all. I'll be back tomorrow. But yes, I'm going to get started and send out the brand books. Y'all know how we end it here at Sophisticated Press. Listen, we love you so much with the love of Jesus Christ. We are so proud of you, and we know you can do it. And we'll talk to you soon.